I got
But
man.
are you sure?
And they will still give.
But encourage men that are older and trusting God to get married. Say
That's
something to them.
different. No, we're talking about women that are
Now, what
just.
about men? Wait,
Well,
this
we'll
is a
talk to the
complete.
men later. When you're ready, you get married.
Adoption is not a bad idea. Okay, I can adopt a child and care for the child. Already, the child you're adopting is maybe an orphanage. There's no father, there's even no mother in that sense. So you adopting that child is even a plus for the child and a plus for you.
Conversations.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Conversations with Yemi and Bimbo Davids.
Conversations.
Okay, so we're talking about sexual compatibility.
In marriage or before marriage?
So people
Okay.
say that they can test. They can test for sexual compatibility. I don't know. Of course, some people do it in the name of just want to go there. But I don't know how to. I don't think you can test for. You can't test even beyond sexual compatibility. Sometimes you think you know your spouse or the person you are about to get married to beyond sex, and you get married and you don't know Jack in that sense. So you can't test for sexual compatibility. That's the truth. It's more of being aware, knowing what. Okay, so we have to be careful here. Just know that you can't. You are. It's a journey. Let me put it that way.
It's a
It's
journey.
a journey that you start from somewhere and it gets better once you can talk about things together. You can ask questions, read about, and so it's not you can't test for sexual
I think the
compatibility.
motive is already a problem for me. How do you test whether your argument will work or not? How do you test whether
Exactly.
she can, there's so many areas where you can't really test. Why are you now narrowing it down to testing for, I feel that begs the question. There are many things you can't really test.
Yeah.
That is the journey that reveals it, the maturity that helps you to align. So that's, I think, so don't hide under the cover of, I have known cases where people now test and they run away.
Test
And
what?
test the sexual things. Cross my mind. It did cross my mind, really. Maybe because I grew up in the scripture
What?
union
Wait. I still don't
But
understand.
meeting, you know. It didn't cross my mind though.
Wait.
I think it was oh god. Sexual compatibility. A lot of people say they want to test whether the lady is compatible, right?
Compatible in what sense?
Sexually.
How?
Whether she's okay for them. I think that's what Uncle is asking us.
Conversations.
Okay. Continue.
So I'm saying that if you lick the moon, you eat the moon.
Before-
After the marriage, there's no honeymoon again. It's a recipe for disaster. Okay. Ẹni gbéyàwó bọ̀ wá bá kì í garùn.
Huh?
I know you don't understand that.
Please explain. Expatiate.
Ẹni gbéyàwó bọ̀ wá bá kì í garùn. The person that is looking towards marriage should be patient.
Okay.
And allow the journey. I think for us, what has helped us is the journey itself.
Yeah.
I've had temptations before I got married. I never slept with anybody, And when we got married, we started exploring each other. You understand? Made mistakes, complain, agree, grow. But I think that was what has helped us to be stronger together. And I think that's what God actually intends. It's like starting a business, like you grow, it's better than what you start at the top will not last. So you grow in it, you understand each other. There are things she has to talk to me about that she doesn't like, I have to agree. For men, it's hard for us to express ourselves, what we like. I think it's a challenge for men in terms of communication. I had that challenge. I still have bits of that. Only that when maybe she's touching my body and then she reaches that area, and I begin to do somehow. She realizes that, I think that area really affects me.
There are situations where
The
they are
man has sexual problems,
they
but he didn't tell the woman.
they are
I prefer to come
unbelievers.
from that side.
They are unbelievers that give their life to Christ. And before they give their life to Christ, they were out there. And then they give their life to Christ. So they have an experience already. They have an experience. And now in marriage, or they can see that the person doesn't measure up, like,
No, Jesus will make the person measure. The same way, if you're an alcoholic, you have to drop those things with the hair. The same way, he has to calm down and
No.
allow
But
self-control.
the thing is, it's there. It might not even be conscious. It might not be conscious, but you are already comparing. It might sometimes it just happens that you're comparing
And we're saying that you should not compare.
because of an experience in the past, and then your spouse, whoever the party is maybe you're comparing based on the past, or the person is already knows that the way you're responding, you know that you're not doing it like you should. So it's something that they need to talk about.
I talked about us, right? Okay, let's go back there.
Well, you've not said this one now.
That you asked me.
Yeah.
The guy, the experience out there is not sustainable.
I know,
So
but what should they do?
The awareness should be there that whatever you experience out is not sustainable, so don't bring it here.
Should they talk about it?
They have to talk about it, but we need to encourage the lady to explain to the man that whatever you had out there, that was out there. Okay. It's not sustainable. And we also need to tell the man, we also need to tell the man that whatever you experience, it's like somebody that was an alcoholic, for instance, and then now gets saved, and then you're now trying to say, because I was an alcoholic that time, I want to be tasting alcohol now. You can't do that now.
Yeah.
So we need to, and those are the things people need to also face. Just like watching movies too. Your wife is not the same as the lady you saw in a movie 5 years ago, 2 days ago. Maybe you should even stop watching them because it gives you an appetite for what is not sustainable. What you will not eat, don't put it close to your nose. The challenge is we especially for younger people, I realized that the kind of expectations that people had built is the damage that they have before they get married. There's these expectations about how the sex should be. You understand? How the man should be or how the woman should be. You want the woman to be like your mom, you want the guy to be like your dad. We need to manage those expectations and just calm down. So, it's a fresh trip, okay? Fine, you can draw inspiration from some of the experiences if it's positive, but realize that this is a fresh trip. Your wife is not like the woman in the movie. Your husband is not like the billionaire you read about 10 years ago or 5 years ago. You build each other. You learn, like we had to do, we had to learn from each other. And that's an encouragement to those who are also, we have cases where people want to get married, where the woman, look at the case where a man, or they wanted the woman to stay together or something for 3 months, that kind of thing, before they got married, and I think she declined or so. And then they got married, and then she now realized that, maybe I should have even tried that 3 months, because what I'm experiencing here is not okay. Well, the truth is, I want to encourage intending couples to have adequate conversations. Because there have been cases where a man had a sexual problem, and he hid it from the woman under the toga of, we should not have sex before marriage. And yet he had impotency issues. He knew it. I didn't tell her in that sense. So, and and then they got married, and then it became a problem. I feel, before I started dating Bimbo, then there was a lady I was in a relationship with, and we were planning to get married. I remember one of the reasons why I knew it wasn't going to work out. But one of the reasons why that strengthened my decision to break up then was there were some things that she got involved with outside there while we're still in a relationship. But she didn't tell me. And then later I got to know, and then I now asked, why didn't you tell me? And she said, if she told me, I would have maybe broken the relationship.
I was going to ask you.
And I said, so are you now saying we'll not get married on a Saturday, you now tell me the week after? That's unfair. I'd rather you have told me and let what should be. Let me either forgive you and we move on, or make a decision. But for you to intentionally hide it from me, and then so you're deceiving me to the so I feel people should be as open as possible as the relationship progresses. I'm not saying you just meet a guy on a Tuesday and then on Wednesday you say, I aborted 75 times in secondary school. No, I'm not saying that. As the relationship progresses, you know what revelations need to be. I mean, if you respect the person. And when we try to help God, we cause problems. You now hide a lot of things. Maybe you have a child somewhere, or you've aborted severally. You now hide in case if he knows now, he won't marry me. And at the end of the day, he gets to know that can be a war,
Yeah.
a problem. So open up to him. And it's part of the progress. Open up to him. If he doesn't want you anymore, so be it. There will be somebody that fits in. If you
Yeah.
are the child, you have a child, you've adopted children, or you did IVF or something, and the man, tell him, this is what happened to me. I was aging and I felt I needed companionship, and then I did IVF. I have a kid. I love my son. I don't know if you love him. Think about it. If he says he doesn't like this, let him be. I believe God will always make
Yeah.
things work out.
Yeah.
It's when we try to help God, or you lie and deceive the woman or deceive the man, then things come out and then crisis can blow up in your face. I don't know whether that
Yeah, I
makes.
totally agree. I agree because I was going to ask about that, about the extent of openness
Yeah.
and vulnerabilities before for intending couples, and I agree with you. Yeah, because there are conversations to be had, such deep conversations. Your sexual experience before you met, but of course with like you said, give it time. Know that you're really in the relationship, not like in at the beginning stages, but you talk about it and then leave it to the couple, the party to make a decision. The first experience they had was not sweet.
Yes, because the over.
So because of that, one person already says, me, I
I
don't
don't
like this.
or it's
And
not
it is
enjoyable.
already a foundation for the other experiences.
Yeah.
So don't put pressure on yourself. Enjoy. There are other ways to enjoy yourselves without even this sex.
What is it?
Yes, no. Of course, there should be foreplay. Shouldn't there be
Okay.
foreplay? There'll be foreplay. There'll be.
It's okay. It's okay.